Thank you, 1880. The feedback we received has been immensely helpful. Please listen to our brief presentation to learn how we are incorporating your comments into our final pitch. You decide you need a new pair of shoes. It could be that you want a pair of flats, wedges, heels, or something more basic. You start by going online to check out the latest styles. You evaluate your options on price and quality. But how do you find TOMS in a sea of shoe options? And how do consumers learn that TOMS is more than just a shoe brand? The brand challenge TOMS faces is being seen as price competitive, high quality option for shoes and its other product lines. Thanks to Team Marriott for helping us understand how to lay out the brand challenge. We heard good feedback that we weren't getting this aspect of the presentation, and we will correct this in our final pitch.
Another key point in our feedback was to clearly and specifically state our target audience. Although we touched briefly on the target audience, we agree that we could have defined this more in our initial presentation. Through our research and observations, we determined that the target audience for TOMS is millennials, or 18 to 35-year-olds. More specifically, the target audience is socially conscious millennials due to TOMS' emphasis on charity and giving back. This audience is shown repeatedly in TOMS' current marketing and communications materials, including its social media, email campaigns, website, and in stores. Combining this target audience with our positioning statement, we get, for socially conscious millennials, TOMS is a lifestyle brand that gives back to improve lives.
Like our target audience, the socially conscious millennial, a few of you asked, what is the story behind the brand? Good question. A much buried original story of TOMS brand took place in 2006. When American traveler Blake took a vacation in Argentina, he befriended the children in the village and found that they had no shoes to protect their feet. Wanting to help, he created TOMS to give a pair of new shoes to every child in need. This original story was the core of the brand in two pieces. First, to help others in need, and second is starting from the pair of shoes. TOMS have since evolved it to provide beyond just the shoe, with each new product line addresses a different cause. The tagline should naturally update accordingly. Instead of shoes, eyewear, bags, and coffee. TOMS should adopt a more ambiguous and inclusive brand message, one that is without specific product association in order to become a true lifestyle brand.
We received a good comment that outside research would help tie together and corroborate some of the unexpected findings encountered in our consumer research, especially the fact that many of our observed consumers cared less about charity and more about price and getting the best deal. We definitely plan to pull in outside research for our final project, and initial overviews of what's out there show similar contradictions. Numerous articles exist to back up the fact that millennials are socially conscious and enjoy charitable brands, but at the same time, other sources point out that millennials are driven by price and are always looking for a deal. Of course, some sources claim that millennials are killing industries left and right, from real estate to diamonds. This is likely because of the high cost of many items, combined with lower salaries earned by many millennials. So far, TOMS isn't a victim of this killing spree, but its perceived higher prices may put it at risk despite its charitable efforts. Ultimately, we plan to dive further into our outside research for our final presentation.
One common theme in the feedback was that we should focus on the shoes rather than TOMS' smaller, less important products. Shoes are the biggest source of revenue for TOMS, and our research showed that consumers are almost completely unaware of TOMS' other products, so it makes sense to focus on their core brand identity. Our hope in focusing on other products was to increase awareness, but it may be the case that we need to promote the TOMS brand more generally before focusing on specific products. Another comment that came up a few times was that our plan is currently focused on the charity TOMS does, even though our research showed that the target demographic didn't really care that much about charity and are more concerned with price. Obviously, charity is a huge part of the TOMS brand identity, so our challenge will be to present TOMS as a stylish, cost-effective brand without straying too far from the company's core identity.
We originally thought our campaign to be low involvement emotional, but we left that off our presentation because the first versions of our presentation were over 15 minutes. But we agree, yes, we should have addressed this. This is an important part of our communication with you. After our meetings this weekend, we're leaning towards high involvement and emotional. TOMS isn't an inexpensive brand, so consumers will have a higher involvement with the brand when they choose to make a purchase. Even their canvas shoes are more expensive than other canvas shoes. And we believe that positive emotions like love, status, happiness, and beauty will resonate with the TOMS audience. Overall, we want to say how grateful we were for everyone's feedback. Team TOMS is going to be more cognizant of errors and make sure we mute all of our devices before we record. We're dropping the coffee idea and working on the big idea. We didn't agree with all the comments. We were pleased with the way we incorporated the 1880 brand into our presentation, and we didn't think we had too many slides. We think overall the design could use some tweaks, but it was a solid first presentation. We all have to do better if we're going to win the pitch. We plan to turn up the heat and get better at what and how we present. Don't hesitate to reach out to us as a group or individually if you want to run something past us. We want everyone at our agency to win. Let's keep up the good work.